Hey guys, it's me, Nicole, and I thought I would go ahead and film the 5 things tag really quick. Alright, there's a bunch of categories and then I have to fill in 5 things in each category that apply from my life. So, the first category is places I've lived. I've lived at my mom's house. I've lived in a dorm room at a university. It was in the same town, but I just wanted to be out of my house and on my own, so I did that. Then I at the same time, Robert was living in a boarding house, so in order to meet the 5 requirement, I'm going to say the boarding house. And then Robert and I had a 1-bedroom apartment, and now we live in like a 2-bedroom cottage. It's just an apartment. But we have our own front yard and backyard. It's kind of like a townhouse, except it's only 1 level, so they call it a cottage. Okay, jobs I've had. I worked at a Cold Stone Creamery as a ice cream scooper. I worked retail at Kohl's. I worked as an office assistant for a couple different places. I worked as a merchandiser, and most of my professional experience has been in teaching. Okay, shows that I watch. I have a whole video each season that I do. Just because I like to watch a lot of TV and I like to see what other people like to watch, so if they have videos like that, then I like to watch those too. So I'll just give you a quick 5 and I'll put the links in below if you want to see what I watch per season. So 5 that I'm thinking of right off the top of my head are The Vampire Diaries, Big Brother, Survivor, Revenge, and Once Upon a Time. Those are like 5 of my most favorites. Okay, places I've been. I've been to Tijuana, Rosarito, Mexico. I went there on a missions trip when I was a sophomore or junior in high school, one or the other. And it was awesome. It totally changed a lot of my perspective on things and made me really thankful for what we have here in America. I've been to Florida several times and I love Florida. It's one of my favorite places. I've been to West Virginia to visit family, and I've been to Indiana to visit friends. And I also went to Washington, D.C. In middle school on a trip with our band. Okay, 5, our favorite foods. The foods that I absolutely love and they're my favorites are pizza, pretty much any kind of pasta, pulled pork. I really have only tried one kind of pulled pork that I didn't like, and I think it was because it was overcooked. And broccoli. I love broccoli. Out of all the vegetables, I love broccoli. It's one of my favorite foods, and I'll throw in cheesecake as a dessert. Okay, places I would rather be. Okay, so on a serious note, I would rather be somewhere that has a better system for maternity care and birth. Illinois is one of the worst states for that, so now, because I'm in my childbearing years, it's something that is on my mind a lot. And then in general, I would rather be at a spa. I never really thought I'd be the type of person that's like, oh, I need a spa day, but to be honest with you, I just feel like over the past couple of months with Robert being out of work and just all the stress that's been going on, I would really just like a day where I'm pampered and a day that I can just space out and enjoy myself. So I guess I could kind of say that I'd rather be at a spa, but I don't think I'd ever really actually spend money because there's so many other things that money needs to go towards right now. I would rather be camping. Pretty much, anytime that there's good weather, I would always rather be camping. It's just so much more peaceful. There's so many less distractions. I feel better about myself. I feel better about the people that are around me, and I just feel better about life in general when I'm camping. I would rather be in Disney World all the time. Pretty much any time of the year. If you would ask me, hey, where would you rather be right now? Disney World. I love, love, love Disney World. It's my favorite place that I've been. And somewhere with better lighting. Most of the time in my cottage, my lighting is horrible, so I would rather be somewhere with better lighting. Yes. Places I would like to visit. Okay, so this one I went a little wild on. I've always wanted to visit Africa and go on a safari. It's something that's so opposite of our culture, I guess, and so I think I would just want to go visit Africa. I want to go visit Rome and see just all the historical things that Rome has to offer. I want to visit India. I know a couple of people when I was teaching several Indian families that I had in my class, and I loved them, and they would always show me pictures and things, and not to mention I just think that their culture is really, really colorful and rich, and I think I would like to visit there. Closer to home, I think I would like to visit New Jersey or New York. I want to visit Carlo's Bakery in New Jersey. I want to visit the Jersey Shore, not like for like the clubs or anything, but just the shore itself. I want to eat some seafood. I hear they have really, really good seafood up there. And then New York, I would like to see the Statue of Liberty and Times Square, go to Broadway and things like that. And then I would like to visit Canada. I know not a lot of people like go to Canada to visit or go on vacation, so I don't necessarily know what I would do up there, but I've been to Mexico and I just feel like it's rude not to visit your neighbors. Or, you know, it's right there. It's like 2 states away from me is Canada. And so I think it'd be cool to visit Canada. So if you're from Canada or if you do vacation in Canada, what do you do? Put it in the comments below so that I have some idea. Okay, things I'd like to own. This one was difficult for me because a lot of things that I'd like to own right now are pretty much for Sadie or for kids or something like that. So it was a little difficult for me to think of. Most of the things I thought of had to do with like decorating the house or organizing the house, so either decor or organizational bits. I would love to have a washer and dryer. That is like my #1 most wanted possession right now. I want a washer and dryer so badly. And before I have baby #2, before we go and take that step, I'd really like to be living somewhere that has a washer and dryer. I hate going to the laundromat. We have it, it's actually like, it's our unit, and then there's the laundromat, and then there's all the rest of the units. I mean, we're the closest to the laundromat in our building, but still, I want that comfort of being able to just toss a load of laundry in any time and not have to go scrounging around for quarters. I hate it. So yeah. I would eventually like to own a home. I think it would be cool to own like an RV or a camper and just be able to basically, you know, travel the country or travel wherever and have like a home, kind of. Does that make sense? Okay. Careers I've dreamt about. And this one was a really fun one because I've dreamt about being so many different things. Singer or an actor or some kind of performer. I've always loved performing. A therapist or a counselor. I really enjoy listening to other people's stories and getting myself out of my own mind and immersing myself in like what they're going through and then trying to analyze the situation and give them like an outside perspective. So I've dreamt of being a therapist or a counselor. I've dreamt of being a zoologist. I had always loved going to the zoo, but the one thing I hated was that you were so far away from the animals and you couldn't interact, and I understand why you can't, but I kind of had wanted to be a zoologist so I could have a better relationship with more exotic animals, but I'm not really that good at biology, so that didn't work out. In high school I wanted to be a music teacher or a choir director or like a band director. I thought that that would combine my love of teaching with my love of music, and so I thought it would be the perfect job for me. So now I think if you were to ask me right now what my dream job would be, I think I'd really like to be a doula. So yeah. Okay, famous people I'd like to meet. I think I would really like to meet Michelle Duggar. I wasn't a big fan of the Duggars, but when she had Josie and I saw, you know, I think the thing that I disliked about them is that they seem to have this happy-go-lucky Christian lifestyle with all these kids, and I didn't really see any reality to them or hardship to them, and I didn't like that. But then whenever Josie came along, not that I was like, oh yeah, they're hitting a hard spot, but it just really showed their sensitivity and their faith, that they had to have this strong faith to get through it. And also at the same time that that was going on, I was pregnant, and a couple months after is whenever I found out that they were going to try and deliver Sadie at 25 weeks, and Josie was delivered at 25 weeks. So I really looked to her experience and their family's experience, and I kind of drew from their faith and I drew from their experience, and thank goodness she didn't have to be born at 25 weeks, but it was just somebody that I ended up turning to while I was pregnant and looking at what she was saying and what she was doing, and since then I've really learned to appreciate how how she really radiates kindness and patience and all that, and I would love for some of that to rub off on me. So that's one person. I put Tyra Banks. I just think she'd be a fun person to talk to. Taylor Swift. So I'm not a huge fan of her music, but what I can say is that I like how she carries herself. I like how she treats people when she's around them, at least in camera shot, you know, when she's around cameras. How she acts. I like how she interacts with people. And I also like that when she's on tour, she invites artists from different genres to come and perform at her shows, and I think that's really cool. Okay, I think I'd like to meet J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, and Tim Tebow. I really like that he stands up for what he believes in, and he doesn't do it in a way that's like, you should believe what I believe in, but he's just basically bragging on Jesus and showing the world what Jesus has done for him and how Jesus has affected his life, and he's not ashamed of it. And a lot of people hate on him and they say, oh, well, he's gonna fail and he's gonna go astray or whatever, but regardless of what people say, he doesn't let that bother him, and I really like that. And the last category is, what am I looking forward to this year? So the number one thing that I'm really looking forward to is just getting back into the swing of things. Now that Robert's back to work, I'm looking forward to getting back into a daily routine with Sadie. I'm looking forward to being more freed up to do more YouTube. I am thankful that we're going to be able to start setting some goals and things like that. I'm thankful to possibly be moving sometime within the next couple of months. It all really depends on how our finances work out and if we can find a place, but I'm hoping to move. Really looking forward to fall activities, and that's a definite. We will definitely be doing some fall activities like pumpkin patch and apple cider and some street carnival festival things and Halloween and all those fun things that come with fall. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I also sang on my church worship team for a long time, and then Sadie got to this age where she wouldn't sit in the sermon, she wouldn't stay in the nursery, she hated it, she'd scream and we could hear her all the way in the sanctuary, and either my mom or Robert or I would have to be out there, and it just really was taxing on us, and so we just decided that instead of trying to go to church all the time, I don't know, each Sunday it would come up and we'd be like, do we want to try it today? And it would be like, no. So we have been missing a lot of church, and finally, lately, we decided to go, and she actually went in the nursery with no problem. So I'm really looking forward to going back to church regularly and hopefully going back up on the worship team. And the last thing is Christmas shopping. I absolutely love shopping for my nieces and nephews and for anybody else that we buy gifts for. I love seeing an item and being like, oh, that would be perfect for so-and-so. So I really love Christmas shopping, and I look forward to it. I know a lot of people don't, and I like finding good deals too. But I'm looking forward to that. So those are my 5 things. I hope you enjoyed, and I will tag some people in the description box below because my head's not on straight and I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head. So I will tag the people in the bottom bar, and I will hopefully see your videos of you guys doing it, and I will see you guys later. Bye!